We are just a mere day or two away from Qingyi being a part of the ZZZ roster. Now, that means that I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, it's time for a Should You Summon? That's right. We're going to be talking about if you, the player, should summon for Qingyi over in Zenless Zone 0. Now, of course, before we get into that, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next ZZZ video comes out, and leave a comment about what you think about Qingyi. Don't forget to check out the ever wonderful, ever amazing gamer subs. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Gluten-free, keto-friendly energy drink. No additives that are like very bad for you, like taurine and all that other stuff. Good for you. Make sure to drink it. Code TYSTRA for 10% off. Now, let's dive right in. First things first, I kind of want to get into the 4 stars, and we're using Praedwin for it. Unfortunately, I don't have a site like Honey Hunter Impact or Honey Hunter World, however you want to say it, for ZZZ. So if you have a website like that, let me know in the comments down below. But let's go ahead and talk about Billy first. Billy is a free-to-play character that you're going to get regardless of your time spent. He's going to be within like the first couple of actually, I think he's within like the first mission, if I remember correctly. He is a attack specialist of the physical attribute, so he's doing physical damage. So, you know, he's okay. He's fun. And that's the thing for me, is like, I look at ZZZ, right? Personally for me, and I look at fun factor. And I do think that Billy has a fun style. The only problem is that he's not exactly meta defining. He's not up there in the tier list. And we'll get to that here in just a little bit as well. So, but Billy is a fun character overall. Abilities are meh, but his fighting style is what gets me. I like pistols. I like them. I think they're sick. So, but again, when you're summoning for a, you know, S rank unit, right? Or even a 5-star unit in one of the other games for Hoyoverse, you do want to make sure that your 4 stars are up to par with who you're summoning for. And honestly, I don't see that with Billy. Now, granted, you could use Billy as a DPS, obviously, because he's an attacker, and you could put him with Qingyi, who's going to be a stun character, and that could work out. But I think that's more reserved for someone like Corin. Now, Corin is a physical attribute as well, and of the attack specialty. So there's 2 DPSs on this banner, right? But Corin, I think, is a little bit more fun and a lot more useful. However, they're still rated in the same tier in regards to Shinya defense, and like I said, we'll talk about that here in a bit. But I think that Corin doesn't get a lot of love. Her abilities overall are not too bad. Like, and plus, like, I like the fact that she has the little charge attack for her chainsaw attack. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, what sucks is like she doesn't have a lot of pros from what I'm seeing here on Praedwin. Kit synergizes well with a standard stun support damage team compositions meta. She also has the incredible synergist combo with Lycaon. But yeah, look at all this. Apparently, all characters Corin can play with to activate her additional ability are either other DPSs, and she doesn't want to be paired with due to her high field time requirements. Which is true. Like, if you're running a DPS in ZZZ, you want them on the field majority of the time, and you only want to switch when you need to, like, activate a stun or activate secondary abilities and stuff like that. Struggles to launch and fully charge her most powerful attacks on enemies without them moving, which is true. Corin is very stationary, especially when you're using her attacks, right? She's like, if you're going to do your run attack, she's going to like kind of just go in one direction, and if you're also doing your charged attack, or not your charged attack but your skill, she just kind of stands there and walks and does a little bit of this, and it's like, bro, that's the downside to Corin. But otherwise, I think that it's fun to like watch, right? What about Billy's? Like, I do like Praedwin for their stuff. It looks like, wow. So you actually have a lot more pros. I thought Corin is free last time I checked. So you're saying it's free, yes. Very mobile playstyle, very true. Chain attack, dash attack, ultimate, and even Billy's EX, when lined up correctly, all hit majority enemies, so he does do AoE. And then, of course, easy to understand, and play kit makes unlocking his full potential for any player incredibly easy, which is true. Incredibly limited potential teammates he shares with the faction or elemental synergy outside of other physical DPSs who he'll need to compete with Field time wise, Anby and Nicole are the only non-DPS element faction synergies who don't take up said field time, and even then, they aren't perfect fits for Billy's playstyle. I haven't tried, honestly, a Cunning Hares team. Maybe I should try that. Competes with other A-rank physical DPS is true, especially with Corin being a A-rank DPS. But I feel as though, like, Corin out-damages Billy, but it looks like Corin not only has availability of other units, which could be, you know, it's a good thing for her, obviously, but also has the, she has synergy in DPS is basically what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to get at. Now, when it comes to Qingyi, right? To me, support characters are always needed on teams, and Qingyi is no exception as a stun unit. And I think that stun is going to be really good, at least early on. So I think Qingyi and summoning for Qingyi is a good idea. Is a good idea at the start. However, we do have Jane Doe, who's going to be another physical DPS coming out. So to me, like, I would have to weigh, does Qingyi have synergy with Jane Doe? And I don't know her abilities in full because I don't have a site like Honey Hunter Impact. So I'm kind of going on this on like kind of a whim. But I don't think she's going to be able to synergize with Jane Doe. But I could be wrong because I haven't looked at her entire kit. So that's just what I'm saying. To me, I feel that overall stun ability is a good thing, right? Would I suggest summoning for her? I think so. And the only reason why I'm going to say that is because we do need more support units. That includes stun, shields, all that stuff. I do think that it is necessary to have a stun secondary, and this is a good time to start building up your two teams, right? So to me, Qingyi is kind of not a must summon, but I would say definitely worth summoning for. So should you summon? Yeah, I think so. Would I blame you not summoning? No, because Jane Doe's got that bouncy ass, and that's what I'm going for, baby. Now, as we were talking about before, I'm on Pride Win, right? Now, if we're looking at characters, right? Both, well, Corin, Anton, and Billy here are all in tier 2. They're not the, well, they are part of the worst. That includes, you know, Ben. But at the same time, they're not tier 3. They're not absolute garbage. You could still use them, right? There's some sort of pro. Which is tough because, like, when you're looking at the DPS spectrum, Corin and Billy are at the bottom. Like, they're even rating Anton technically better than Billy and Corin. They put Billy up above Corin in Xinyu defense. Now, remember that this could change. Xinyu defense changes, and you look at it and you're like, okay, who is the best for this, right? So, but if we look at stun units, right? Most of the stun units are 5 stars, like Lycaon and Koleda. And then we have Anby as a stun unit, right? So if you look at the amount of stun units compared to DPSs, you're like, okay, do I really want to get a Jane Doe? Probably not. Do I want to get a Qingyi? Absolutely. It'll be the same thing once we get an anomaly DPS, like, you know, Grace here. But to me, I feel like we're so good on these support characters and we're so good on DPSs that it's going to be nice to get a stun character and hopefully soon an anomaly DPS. But let me know what you think down below. Are you going to be summoning for Qingyi? I definitely want to hear y'all's opinions on this because, again, I'm trying to get better at understanding ZZZ. So, yeah, would love to hear your opinions on this. So, anyways, y'all, that's going to be it for today. Love you to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.